Welcome, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We're going to begin our session in just a moment. We had quite a few registrations, about 170, which was pretty exciting. So we will get started here in a moment. I just want to ask my co-presenters, you seeing my slide deck at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, because I am not. There we go. Okay, there we are. All right. Yeah, just another minute here and we'll get started again. Thank you for joining us today and welcome everyone. My name is Melissa Becker. I am a government contracting specialist here at the Northwest Commission's Apex Accelerator program, and we'll get started here shortly. But thank you for giving up some time this afternoon to join us and listen and learn about PennBid. All right, I see people signing in, people coming in, and we're at time. So I'm going to begin now. Thank you so much again for joining us. As I said, I'm Melissa Becker. I'm with the Northwest Commission Apex Accelerator. I'll be giving a brief bit of information on what Apex Accelerator is, but first, just some quick housekeeping. All attendee mics are muted, but please, if you have any questions during the session, please be sure to utilize the Q&A tool to submit those questions. That Q&A box will be monitored throughout the presentation, and our speakers are saving some time at the end to address questions as well. Today's session is being recorded, and we will be sharing that recording with attendees. And thank you to our guests for allowing us to do that from PennBid. And thank you again for being here. Thanks to our guest speakers from PennBid, and thank you to my fellow Apex Accelerators across Pennsylvania for co-sponsoring and spreading the word of today's event with their clients and business communities. Before I hand over the session to PennBid, many of you are probably already working with your local Apex Accelerator, but I wanted to give just a brief bit of information on what the Apex is and what we do for those who are joining us who may not be familiar with us. As you'll see from our list of logos there for co-sponsoring, there are quite a few Apex Accelerator programs across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. All of us are part of a larger nationwide network of Apex Accelerator programs. And by now, many of you are more familiar with us as Apex Accelerators. We were formerly known as PTACs, or Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, but as of last year, we were rebranded by the Department of Defense Office of Small Business Programs. And what Apex Accelerators are, we are funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the Department of Defense with matching funds from other sources. So that's how we were able to offer our services at no fee. We are taxpayer dollars at work for you. There are almost 100 Apex programs across the U.S. and U.S. territories. We all have our assigned service regions, and we all work to increase government contracts in our regions by bridging the gap between government buyers and U.S. suppliers. We work with companies located in each of our service areas, but we help you find opportunities across the country as appropriate for what your business makes or what services you offer. How do we do that? We do that by being a resource for all your government contracting questions and needs. Our main service is free, confidential one-on-one counseling. We assist not only with federal level contracting, but with state and local government contracting as well. And that's where today's session fits into place with local government contracting. And PennBid is a bid board system used by a lot of local government entities across Pennsylvania. So we also help our clients, pursuing those contract opportunities as well as subcontracting opportunities. We help with things like helping you read through a solicitation package, understanding the bid proposal process, training events like today, and offering networking opportunities. We also help with the big things like the registrations required to even do business with some government customers, specifically SAM registrations, which if you're familiar, that's for federal contracting. And we also help with state contractor registrations. And we do a lot of assistance with socioeconomic certifications, helping you determine if that's a fit for you, if you qualify, and how you go about obtaining that certification. Things like women-owned, small business, veteran-owned, hub zone, disadvantaged business enterprise 8A program. And we help with a lot more, as I said, really all your government contracting questions and needs, you are welcome to reach out to your local Apex accelerator. And in Pennsylvania, there, like I said, a lot of us here across the state. So if you're in Pennsylvania, there's an Apex accelerator to serve you. If you are joining us from outside of Pennsylvania, there's still an Apex that'll help you. You can find your local Apex accelerator. There's a link there that apexaccelerators.us has a service area locator feature on that. So I do thank my co-sponsors. I'm again Northwest Commission Apex Accelerator. There's Southern Alleghenies Planning and Development Commission, which also has part of Northern Tier and North Central Commission Apex Accelerators. The Northeast PA NEPA Alliance, Penn West California University's GEICO Apex Accelerator, Johnstown's JARI Apex Accelerator, CEDACOG Accelerator, Southeast Pennsylvania Apex Accelerator, and Southwestern PA Commission Apex. So we are very happy to have PennBid here with us today. Our speakers, Gary Peterson and Katie Blanchette, will be taking over now. I'm going to stop my screen share and let you take over.
All righty. Well, thanks so much for the introduction, Melissa. Thanks for inviting us today. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. I did notice one person had their hand raised in Teams, and unfortunately, we can't talk to anybody because all the mics are muted. So if you do have a question, just to confirm what Melissa mentioned, to go into that Q&A section, and then you can post your question in there. So that's how that'll work. So hopefully everybody can see my screen. I'm going to give you a little bit of background information on PennBid. I do have our PennBid marketing site up. So I'm going to look at two websites with you today. One is our front-facing marketing site, which has some resources for bidders and project owners alike. And then I'll get into the actual online bidding process itself. So just a little bit of background for vendors, anybody who wants to register for the PennBid platform. So as Melissa mentioned, we cover the state of Pennsylvania, all types of solicitations for services, for commodities, professional services, you name it, can run through our platform. It is an eProcurement platform. We have just under 1,600 public agencies that utilize our platform, and currently about 17,000 registered bidders in the platform. The system is available for all public agencies and their A&E firms to use at no cost, so they don't have to pay a fee to put projects out for bid on our platform. And all bidders can self-register at no cost as well. So there's no cost to register, there's no subscription fees. Once you register, you can come in and bid on any project in the platform. And again, there's no cost involved with that. So you can download documents, submit your bid at no cost. And so when I tell everybody that there's no cost to register, no cost to put a project on solicitation, how does PennBid make money? So any project that's awarded through the platform to a vendor, that vendor then pays us a minimal fee. That fee is 1/3 of 1% of the value of a fixed fee contract and 1/6 of 1% for a term contract. And so the page I have put up here now is the vendors page on our PennBid.net site, and there's a little more information in here about the subscription costs or lack of subscription costs for our platform and how those fees work. The other thing I wanted to point out on our website is we do have a page specifically there for vendor bidder resources. So that's under the resources drop-down menu here and vendor bidder training resources. And on that page, we have a bunch of guides that you can download. So how do you submit a bid? How do you register as a bidder, vendor, those type of things. So anybody can come in here and download those documents as a resource to help them with either setting up their account, and then again, how do I bid on a project once I have my account set up on PennBid. I'm just going to jump over here to register PennBid. I'm going to jump over to another browser here real quickly. If you go to pennbid.bonfirehub.com, that's our URL for our bidding platform. When you go there, there is a register button over here. You can register as a new bidder, and it is a self-registration process. You can do it yourself, just enter your name, first and last name, email, and so forth, and create an account. So it takes just a few minutes to register within our platform to have the ability to bid on projects that you find. So that being said, I'm going to jump over to the actual bid platform. So here is the procurement portal. Again, the website for that is the pennbid.bonfirehub.com. When you first log in to our platform, you are going to see all the opportunities that are currently open for bidding within the platform. So here you can see a couple of tabs. I have open tab, public opportunities, past, and then my opportunities. Under the open and public opportunities, you're going to see every bid that is currently open for bidding, and they are sorted by the due date. So the projects at the top of the list are the closest to closing. You can see here under the days left column that a lot of these bids here have less than 1 day, so they're going to close sometime in the next 24 hours. And then as you scroll down, you'll see that days left increases. So if you want to see anything about a project in the system, simply click the View Opportunity button, and it will take you into that project within the platform. You can see a little more details. So for today's webinar, I created a fake project just to walk you through the entire process. How does it work? How does a bidder find a project in the platform and then decide that they want to bid on the project? So I'm going to jump in here now into the project I have set up to walk you through this process. Okay, so first of all, when you first come to any project, this screen is what basically every solicitation in the platform looks like. This. It's a single page. As I scroll down, I can see key things like, where is it's going to display. In every project in our platform, since we don't cover the entire state of Pennsylvania, we do list the location of each project. So if you want to bid on only find projects that are close enough for you to do business, you can certainly see where the project is taking place. In this case, I just put some generic placeholder text in there. You'll see when the project opened for bidding, and then the question due date. And I'm going to get into questions a little bit more, but typically the average, so the project I'm showing you is kind of a typical project in our platform. So it's going to include a lot of things you would see in most solicitations in the platform. You do have the ability to ask questions of the project owner simply by clicking the Ask a Question button. Typically, that question due date is a cutoff of 1 week prior to the close date. So here you can see that I could ask questions on this project up until August 22nd, and then the due date for this project is a week later, August 29th. The system in multiple places has some countdown calendars, so it's telling you how many days left in the life of the bid until you have to have your bid submitted. And then you can see some other information, and the platform is very versatile, so not every bid looks the same. So sometimes a project owner will insert an estimated value here. If they don't put one in, it'll just be a blank area there, so they can give you an idea of what they anticipate their budget is for certain projects. Scroll down a little bit further, I'm going to see the project description area. And in here, we typically see the advertisement or the invitation to bid information is pasted in here for you to review. So you can come in here and see a little bit about the project before diving deeper into it. And then down below here again is another listing of those important dates. So in this case, you see the project open date, question due date, and the close date. The due date, one date you see down here you didn't see above though is if the project has a pre-bid conference, whether it's an online virtual conference or a in-person conference or meeting, that information is displayed here under the important events, and you can see if attending that pre-bid meeting is flagged as either mandatory or non-mandatory. In this case, this was a non-mandatory bid meeting. Scroll down a little bit further. So let's say you read the project description. You say, this might be something I'm interested in bidding on. You can come down a little bit further to supporting documentation area. And any documentation that the project owner has uploaded into the platform, you can download here as a vendor bidder. So next to each of these items, we'll see that there are 2 original documents uploaded with this project. You had the project manual and the drawings and plans, and you simply click download to download those files to your local hard drive. Also, I can see here that this project owner did issue an addendum. So those types of project, anytime a bidder or a project owner issues an addendum, they will label that as an addenda in the file. So you can see like any addendum documents here. And again, it's no cost to ever download those files. You can download all files at once simply by clicking the download all files button here above, or you can download them individually by clicking the download button respective to each item. The next area, you're going to see the requested information. So this is this is the broadest area. This is basically the electronic bid form. So PennBid isn't changing what you do for a bid solicitation. It's just changed it from the paper process to a fully electronic online process. So the requested information is typically broken down to a couple of groups of items. The first group here you'll see is individual submitting information. So the bidder is going to come in here and just enter in a text field their first and last name, their title, and then their contact information, their email and phone number. The system does tell you as a bidder everything that's required. So anything that does show here under the requirement column as required is something you must do in order to submit your bid. So you got to meet all those required elements to submit a bid. This project also, as you can see here, is including a bid bond. So here there'll be an area for you as the bidder to upload your bonding document. The system does allow the project owner to specify certain file types. So in this case, the only file type acceptable to be uploaded in as the bond document is a PDF, which is in contrast to the next section, which is supporting documents. So here, this is where you as a bidder would upload any other documents that are required by the project owner. And that could include things like a non-collusion affidavit or a bidder's qualification statement, that type of thing. All of those documents are uploaded here. And here, this project is set to accept any file type here. So it could be a scan as a JPEG, TIFF, or a PDF, or whatever you choose to upload there. You'll also see one optional upload area. So in a typical project, again, in the platform, you will see this upload additional documents here area. That is, if you as a bidder wish to upload something that's above and beyond what's required, maybe in this case, you want to upload a letter of reference or something like that. You have a place where you can upload that, and it is labeled as an optional element. So you don't have to upload anything in there to submit a bid. That's the one space that's not a required item here. And also we'll have 2 other items here that are like the bidder acknowledgements and then the pricing section. And those are all in the form of an Excel document here. You can see those are Excel files. So I'm going to go ahead and download one. So one thing that's nice about the PennBid platform, once you are registered, you can come in here and download the files prior to expressing interest in submitting a bid. So you can kind of get a sneak preview of what is in the pricing section to know if it's something you want to bid on. So this, I'm going to download this and kind of walk you through how does a bidder submit pricing in the PennBid platform. This is going to open up in Excel. So just a quick note on that, since most pricing, all the pricing components in PennBid are downloaded as an Excel file, you really need to have Excel to submit a bid that's price-based in the platform. I think Katie's going to put a link in there at some point during this presentation. If you don't have Excel within your organization, there is a free version that you can download from Microsoft. And one of the guides back there on that PennBid resource page for vendors is a link, as a PDF file with a link within it to where do you go to download a free version of Excel to use. So if you try to download the Excel file and open it in things like, what is it, Chrome's, I forget, Google's Sheets, I think it's called. We have seen a lot of errors with that. The same thing with an Apple. If you're an Apple computer user, if you try to use Apple's numbers platform, the system really does not like that. You'll get a lot of errors with that type of platform. So you always want to download the free version of Excel if you don't have it and use that to complete it. So I downloaded this pricing sheet and I'm just going to show you. So this is exactly how a pricing bid comes down out of our platform. When you first download it in Excel, it does come down as a protected view file. So when you want to enter any pricing into a bid solicitation in a platform, first thing you're going to do is click Enable Editing. And once I do that, now I can come in here and enter my pricing. The other thing to note is that you'll see a couple of sheets within the Excel file. The sheet that you first land on when you open the file is the instructions. So that every pricing sheet you download has instructions on how to complete it within the platform. So you can read those over. And then we also have the response sheet here. So this is where you're going to go to enter your pricing for any bid in the platform. And the sample I created, I grouped my pricing into a couple of different pricing groups. We refer to those as baskets in the platform. So here we have a base bid pricing basket, an alternate pricing basket, and a unit pricing basket. So in order for you to complete your pricing in the Excel file on PennBid, the only column you ever need to enter any data in is column H over here, which is the numeric unit price field. So for exercise purposes today, I'm just going to enter a price value here. You see when I type in a price, the system's telling me success, that I entered a value that's acceptable in the platform. And the system will do some basic math right away. It'll give you a total line item extension price and also a basket total price. And you'll see how that works a little bit better down here when I enter some unit pricing into something that has a couple of quantity fields. You see the system then will do the line item extension math and then give you the total for that pricing basket as well. And then down below here, we had a couple of unit prices that are required for this bid. So I'm going to go ahead and enter those as well. So once I enter all the pricing, this cell up here under responses turns green. So that's telling me as a bidder, I have successfully entered every required price value for the pricing for this project. And it does give me a grand total of my bid down here. And then I'm simply going to upload this completed Excel file as my bid submission. So for now, I'm just going to kind of drag that off to the side, and I'll show you how we do that in a moment. Now, in most projects in the platform, you're only ever going to see in the pricing section one bid table, but for training purposes today, I've included a second pricing component, and this one is called a no bid option. So in the table I just showed you, you as a bidder were required to enter a value in every single field, and only when you entered them all did a success screen come on and let you know that you've completed it. But in some instances, there will be maybe a bid table that you download where the project owner is saying, well, not all bidders need to bid on all items, so they have enabled the no bid option. So it looks very similar to the spreadsheet we just looked at. Again, it's going to come down in protected view. So I'm going to click Enable Editing. And then when I jump over to this response tab, you'll see a new column here. This is called the bid, no bid decision column. So in this case, this is set up so if you want to allow bidders to only bid on select items within the platform, and we'll see this used most often in commodity bids. So a lot of colleges will put their solicitations on our platform for buying supplies. And they may have a bid table that has, 100, 200, 300 line items, but not all bidders offer all those items. So they would enable the no bid option so you can bid only on items that are relevant to your business. So they always defaults to no bid. So let's say in this case, I'm only going to bid on 2 of these 3 items. So I want to bid on item number 1. So I click the little drop down arrow here and change it to bid. And when I do that, now I can come in here and enter my price for the unit price for that item. And again, the system's going to give me the line extension math. And the other item I want to bid on is item number 3. Do the same thing. I'm going to say I want to bid on this item. And then I'm going to enter my value in here for that item. Okay. So I am choosing not to bid on item 3, so I'm going to go ahead and save this file to upload it when I submit my bid. So we'll see how we upload those in a moment when I get into the bid submission process. So it's always key to save your work after you enter your pricing, so you cannot, the system won't allow you to upload a file that you have open in Excel that has not been saved. So just a note on that. So I'm going to drag that over here as well. So I wanted to show you those couple of things here on this first screen. So I still haven't really started a bid yet. I've just downloaded some files and worked on them. So when you're ready to start working on a bid, you come down here to the very bottom of the screen and click Prepare Your Submission. That's the button you're going to click to really start beginning the process of submitting a bid, and we're going to get there in 1 second. A couple of things you can see here is in the messages section, if other bidders have asked questions about this project, you'll be able to see those questions once the project owner publishes them. So here I can see there were 2 questions asked about this project. One of the other bidders asked, do you accept certified check for the bonding? And the answer here by the project owner is yes. And it shows up as answered. And then there's one question here that has been asked by 2 of the project owner, are alternate items acceptable in this bid? And this question has not been answered yet. Once the project owner answers this question, it'll switch from pending to answered. So you have the ability to see other questions that other bidders have asked. So maybe you have the similar question, you can just wait for the answer to be posted by the posting agency. Also, any public notices issued by the posting agency or the project owner can be seen here. And here I mentioned up above that there was one addendum issued for this project. So you can see that information, that addendum number 1 was issued at this date, and a message about that addenda is there as well. So let's say I'm interested in submitting a bid. I'm going to just kind of walk you through that process now. So I'm going to go ahead and click Prepare Your Submission, and we're going to walk through the submission process on this bid. So the first thing it does when you click that button is now takes you to the Complete Your Submission screen. As a registered bidder, the first thing the system's going to do is once I click that, it's going to autofill all the information I plugged in when I registered as a vendor. So here I plugged in my company name, my email address, and so forth. If you want to change, maybe another individual within your organization is working on the bid, they can edit that information simply by clicking Edit Contact Information. They can edit these fields and then save that information there. So now that I'm in the bid submission area, a couple quick things to note. You'll see a couple of red indicator lights here. So every item that we saw as required comes through here now and is indicated as red. So it's telling you as a bidder, you still have to complete that item. As I scroll down through, you'll see every indicator light here is red, except for the one yellow one, which is indicating only for an optional bid. Anytime you see a yellow indicator light on the status is indicating that it's an optional item. So the first couple of fields here are, again, asking me for my first and last name. You're simply going to come in here as a bidder and type in your first and last name and click Save. And now you'll see that indicator light here has turned green. So again, I'm going to enter my title, same thing, save, and then my email address and my phone number. And save those. And again, you can see now all those fields have been accepted by the system since they all turned green. Here I need to upload my bond document. I just have a sample document I'm going to upload here to show you how that works. There are 2 ways to upload documents in the system. The first one is click Upload File. It'll bring up a window so you can browse your hard drive. I just need to get to my desktop here. And I'm going to click my bond document here, click Open, and it'll upload my bonding document into the platform. Again, remember, this had to be a PDF file. If I would have tried to upload any other file type, it would have given me an error message. But since I uploaded PDF, it accepted it and turned green. If you accidentally upload the wrong file, you can simply delete the file and then re-upload something else. The other way to get documents into the system is to drag and drop. So under the Required Documents area, I have a sample non-collusion affidavit that I completed. I'm going to just drag that up over here. And then I do have a sample bidder qualification statement I completed earlier, and I'm going to drag that in here. So that's how you upload your other supporting documents. Bidder acknowledgements. So this is the other Excel file that you can download to complete. And I just saved this here for later. I could have downloaded that before starting my bid, but I want to show you can also, once you start working on a submission, you can also have the opportunity to download any file here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and download this questionnaire. So this is not, you don't see this in every solicitation, but you see it typically though. And it's a written responses for you. So the project owner is asking you to respond to certain written terms and conditions, so to speak. Again, it comes down in protected view in Excel. Got to click that enable editing button. In this case, I'm going to jump over to tab number 1. I'm going to make this slightly smaller so you can see it. And here the project owner is saying they're asking you as the bidder to agree to certain terms. So the response they want in here is to enter I agree or I do not agree. If I enter my written response, you'll see it turns green, indicating I've completed that response. And so there are a few I agree responses that I need to enter here. And then this next one here is slightly different. Here, the project owner is asking you to enter if they've issued any addendum, please enter the addendum number and date, or enter none if none were issued. So for expediency purposes, I'm just going to type in none as my response. And then there can be some drop-down options too. So they don't always going to be a typed response. In this case, it's saying select your business or organization type. I click the little drop-down arrow. I can say I am a corporation. And now I've completed all the items for this solicitation. And so I can go here and it's telling me in the summary that I've completed 100% complete on all these responses. I will then upload this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file. And then I'm going to drag that off to the side here just to get out of the way. So now I want to upload that bidder acknowledgement file that I just completed. I'm going to click upload now. I'm going to go to my downloads folder. And here's my bidder acknowledgements Excel file I just completed. So one thing to point out, anytime you download an Excel file in PennBid, you'll see it always puts a code here in parentheses. You can never modify, change, or alter that code in any way. So that's the code the system uses to associate individual Excel files with solicitations. So if you would try to alter this code here, it would give you an error. So we're just going to always leave that intact. I'm going to select open to upload my bidder acknowledgements. And there you can see now the system's turned green, letting me know that I've uploaded and it's accepted that file. So earlier I filled out those 2 pricing sheets. I have saved them on my desktop as well. So here I'm going to upload that first pricing sheet, select it here and click open. And then I have that no bid option sheet that I completed. Again, I'm going to click upload file, select that spreadsheet and click open. So now you can see as I scroll back up through here, all of the items requested by this project owner have been completed. It's all turned green. So the last step here is to do the submit and finalize. We always have a link here to the terms and conditions. When you register as a bidder, those terms and conditions I kind of briefly touched on in the beginning, you will see them again and have to agree to them when you register. And they're always here. So if you want to review them again, you can click and review those terms and conditions, which is basically saying that if you are awarded this contract, you're going to pay PennBid that 1/3 of 1% fee, or 1/6, depending on the type of project. That fee is capped at $5,000, just so you know. So if it's a large construction project, anything over 1.5 million, you're going to bump into that cap. So you'll never pay PennBid more than that $5,000 fee. I'm going to check I understand terms and conditions, and I'm going to submit and finalize my submission. That's how you submit a bid in the platform. When I do that, it's going to give me a little message here on my screen, submission complete, letting me know that I have completely submitted my bid. It gives me a listing of everything I've uploaded here, all my questions and responses. If you want to download all those documents now to archive them somewhere, you have the option to download them before the bid closes. And if you ever need to modify a submission, let's say you submit your bid and you're all done, then you realize, you know what, I entered the wrong price in one of the pricing sections. You can always unsubmit your bid here by clicking unsubmit. And then you can go back in here and then modify anything you want to do. So when I do unsubmit my bid, it does not delete everything I did. So you see here now that I click that unsubmit, all the work I've done is still here, but let's say I need to delete this pricing submission because I want to alter a price in one of my line items. I can delete the previously submitted Excel file and then upload a modified one and then resubmit that bid again. That's how that works. One other quick thing I want to touch on submissions. So typically, almost all bids on our platform, you will see if they involve pricing, have the Excel format. So you're going to download the Excel file, you're going to complete it offline, and then upload it. But on occasion, you will see a project in the system that when you go there, you don't see any pricing component. And that typically is going to tell you that the project owner set it up as a online bid submission. In that case, you are not downloading the Excel file and you're going to enter your pricing on your screen in your browser. So this is just, I cloned the project I use as an example just to show you what that would look like. So I've previously completed all this other information. But if it's an online browser submission bid, you'll see then that instead of downloading the Excel file, you're going to see all those line items here right in your browser screen. It still works the same way. I'm still going to enter my pricing here instead of in Excel. I'm going to enter my, individual unit pricing for different items. And again, the system is still going to give me a line item extension total. So you'll see that as you're entering, so you can verify that the price is accurate. Once I enter all the pricing there, then I can click confirm bid table and it'll turn green, letting me know I've now submitted my pricing on the browser submission type. So that basically covers everything that I wanted to go over in the submission. So you can see how the process works. Again, I will reiterate, this is a typical bid. It's not what you'll see every time. So bidders, project owners have the ability to customize their solicitation in the platform any way they see fit. So not every bid is going to look exactly like this, but it did cover all those key things that you would typically see in a solicitation in the platform. So now we're going to kind of open that up to any other questions you may have. And Katie, I think, is monitoring those as well. And then, Katie, if you have anything that you want to share with me, that's fine. And we can address it verbally.
Sure. We did have a question come in. Why does the state allow municipalities to have options, PennBid versus BidNet Direct?
That is completely up to the state. Like I think they don't want to bind anybody to a certain platform. We are a private company, so to force a municipality to use PennBid, so we are not a public entity. So they'd allow any municipality to use whatever method they seem fit. We're still see people that use paper bids and versus doing anything electronic. Again, that is up to those individually, groups of people within boroughs, townships, municipal offices to do it however they see fit. There's no mandate on that. So I guess they want to keep that open-ended so it's your choice and you have choice in the platform you choose to use. I don't have a better answer than that one. Would we like everybody to use PennBid? Absolutely. But, we certainly I can't mandate that.
Another one that just came in, good one. When a bid closes, does the platform show the winning bid amount for projects?
So it does not automatically display that information. So the project owner, once your bid period is closed, they can go in there and they can access the bid, they can download results. They have to take an action of issuing a public notice where they can copy and paste, or so the system will allow them to download an Excel file with all the bids submitted, and then they can publish those results through the public notice feature. So that the timing is not always instant. Some project owners take a little longer to post results than others. But they will have to take a distinct action to do that. Now, when a project is awarded, it's slightly different. When a project owner goes in to award a project to an individual bidder, that information is automatically displayed. So you would see that when you go back in and view an opportunity, there'll be a new section that appears that says award information, and then they will list who the awarded contractor or contractors, because if it is a multi-contract bid, there could be more than one entity awarded, but it will display the name of the bidder, and most public agencies will enter the value of that contract awarded. Not everybody, but a majority will publish that information in there.
Nothing else new at the moment.
No other questions?
Any other questions?
If not, we are always available. So anybody who wants to register the platform, as I mentioned, there are some guides on our PennBid.net site to help you do it. But the top of your screen, top left-hand corner under our logo is our 610 number. There is a vendor support option there. I believe it's option 1. Is that correct, Katie?
Yep.
So if you dial that number, click option 1, you'll be connected with a vendor support person, so they can always help you with with your registration itself, or if you're working on a bid and you have an issue, they can certainly help you with submitting your bid as well. Which makes me think of another note too. I think a carryover from the bidding world, when people used to always submit paper bids, is bidders tend to like to wait till the last minute to submit a bid. We highly recommend you submit your bid when it's completed. The system is a sealed platform. Nobody can see any bids you submit as a bidder. The project owner can't. We even at PennBid can't. That information is locked down until the due date is reached. And so we always recommend, if you're completed and you have your bid ready to go a week before, submit it a week before, because they're all going to open at the same time. And we have seen a few instances where people are waiting till a few minutes before the bid closes, and then they lose internet access. Well, now you can't submit your bid. So there's never really any good reason to wait. Nobody sees the information you provided, so nobody's going to know that information ahead of time. I see a couple of people with their hands raised. I just want to make sure they know that, we can't verbally talk to them, but.
Got a couple more questions coming in. It says, am I allowed to use subcontractors for bids?
Absolutely, yes. And you can use subcontractors, or you can even come into the platform and say, I want to be a subcontractor. Because sometimes if it's a building construction project, for example, and you're an electrical company, electrician, you're not doing the GC work, you can go in there and express your interest in being a, and now I forget, I guess.
Go to submissions. Yeah.
I got to go back to submissions here.
You can actually go to the portal and just click on any. I forget you were in the real one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good portal.
Why am I not? Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Clicking the wrong thing.
There you go.
If you want to be a subcontractor, there's an area at the bottom of any of these bids where you can select that you want to indicate that you want to be a subcontractor participating in a bid, and that's simply down here at the interested in subcontracting. So you can certainly click here. If you're a registered user, it's going to automatically fill in your information, and then you have the ability to type in the subcontracting services you offer. So now all the GCs or other larger entities can see that you've expressed interest in being a subcontractor, and they can contact you to include you in their bid.
Yeah. Got another good one. This person's apologizing, they missed the beginning, but is PennBid for construction type contracts only, or can it be used for other services?
It is used for anything you can imagine. So primarily there's a lot of construction related projects, paving and that type of thing, but commodity purchasing, even professional services. We see a lot of municipal offices put out bids for a new engineering firm, a new architect. So any service, trash collection services, you name it. We've seen chemicals for your wastewater treatment facilities. All those things run through our platform. So you can use it for pretty much anything under the sun that you can imagine.
Somebody said, I can't view the slides. I only see the GP icon. Can somebody help me with this?
They don't see my screen?
Sure.
I don't know how to help them with that, because if I'm screen sharing, it might be hidden somewhere else on their desktop is all I could say. Because I didn't have slides for my overview because I used a live demonstration. So we're literally looking at the system. I don't know how to help them, except maybe it's hidden behind another screen on their computer. Once I share a screen, everybody should be able to see it. And I know that that this session is being recorded as well, so I believe that it's going to be sent out to all the attendees as well, so you'll be able to see the video.
Yeah. Ooh, another good one. Is there a way to sort bids to see relevant bids by industry?
By industry. Can't sort by commodity codes, correct, Katie? So not really. You can, unless you have some other better answer, I will punt to you
um, so not
because
really
I'm in the portal
sorting by them. I mean, you could put in key phrases like
in the search field here.
if
Like, for
you're,
example,
yeah,
roofing.
wastewater, sewer,
Correct.
anything like that. You can always search by those, but when you do sign up with us and you register during the registration process, we use commodity codes, and those commodity codes that you choose during registration will get you email notifications specifically on industry related to your business. So you won't miss any notifications that way when bids pop up.
That's correct. Yeah, I really didn't touch on that. The system does send out automatic invitations based on
Mhm.
the profile you set up for your company. So once you pick those
Mhm.
commodity codes, any matching solicitation that goes out on the platform will be emailed to you. So you'll see those opportunities come through. So you don't have to just keep coming back here and looking
Mhm.
for opportunities. Once you register, opportunities will show up in your inbox.
And I know some of the commodity codes are a little tricky to find if you have like a niche kind of industry. So feel free to either call or email us and we can help get those commodity codes with you. Any other questions? Oh, here we go. Do you ever come across solicitations for wine? I have a wine business and I find it difficult to find solicitations on other sites for services products that I offer. Oh,
I can't say that I've ever seen that one.
I can't say that I've ever seen any on ours either.
No, no. I think yeah, maybe because Pennsylvania with the Pennsylvania,
Mm,
system of winery,
mhm,
of liquor stores that maybe, I don't know, maybe that's perhaps why but I know I have not seen that. I've seen plenty of food service bids, other types of
plenty.
things, for
Mhm,
example, I've seen a couple of bids out by some of the state prisons where they're looking for
mhm,
food for
mhm,
their, food purchases for their
mhm,
facilities. Same with colleges and vending machines and other types of things. But I've not
mhm,
seen
mhm.
alcoholic beverages ever, to my knowledge.
I can't either. Um, is there a way to see historically the frequency of certain commodity codes in past bids?
Not really that you can search individual commodity codes.
Yeah, the only thing, if you do know of like certain types of projects, you can always go in the project and look at the commodity codes that they've chosen to make sure that you have something similar to get those notifications.
Hmm.
It's the only thing I could think of a way to do that.
Yes, so to that point, Katie just mentioned, like, and as I mentioned in the open public opportunities are all the bids that are currently open. The past
Mhm.
opportunity tab includes every project that's run through the platform. So you can see all those old projects too. But if you click any opportunity and view it, whether it's open or closed, you will see a listing of the commodity codes used under the commodity codes area. So you can always see, like, based on the type of project and the description, what commodity codes did other project owners use in the system to know maybe which to help you choose which commodity codes you should use in your bidder account. That data is always there and accessible.
Mm. Another one. Let's see. How do I practice to help me put in bids?
Well, there's no practice fake projects for you to work on. So the best thing to do is the process is pretty easy. Is if you want to bid on a project and you're working through it, is to reach out for our vendor
Mhm.
support team because any questions you have, we have human beings that answer the phone. We will help you walk you through the process, hold your hand as much as you need or as little as you need. So we definitely pride ourselves on our support services, both from the project owner side and the bidder vendor side.
Does this bid board have the ability to sort by set asides?
I'm not sure what that means.
Um,
I guess you'd have to
yeah, could you
I
clarify
maybe?
think what
that.
they're, I think what they're asking is like in federal contracting, federal agencies can do set asides for strictly small business only to bid or certified women-owned small business.
Okay,
So like our
Yeah,
DBE process.
our DBE process.
correct.
Okay, so what we refer to it as PennBid is DBE projects, so disadvantaged business enterprises. Our system itself does not flag projects, so a lot of times we see that requirement in any grant-funded project in this platform. We just ask our project owners if they're putting a project in our platform out to bid, that they let us know if there's a DBE or a women-owned or minority-owned business component, and then we will send out separate notifications to the DGS, the state lists of contractors that meet the scope of work they're looking for. So we will reach out above and beyond the platform through constant contact and lists provided from the state websites. So that's how we do that. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. There will be sometimes in the documentation itself information whether or not a percentage of the project is required to be performed by DBE designated contractors. So generally that information is included in the bid documents as well.
Another good one. Do you come across IT projects?
Absolutely. I've seen a few in
Oh,
the
a lot.
system. Yep. Yep. They are definitely out there.
All
Yes.
different types of IT
Oh,
as well.
yep, that's correct. Can get down to specific like security related IT to new website development to, you
To
know,
managing their IT,
managing their IT
all kinds of
infrastructure. Yep.
things.
Yeah,
hmm
absolutely.
Have you ever seen requests for business operations consulting services? Ooh, a lot of consulting services
Yep,
come
a
up.
lot of consulting services.
hmm
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of our
a lot of the colleges.
yes, all the time. As a matter of fact, we're looking for one now for another college. It's looking for translation services too, where they
Oh,
want translators that they can hire for students that are coming in that English is a second language. So yeah, we'll see. Like I mentioned earlier, anything you can imagine, I think we've seen through the platform.
minus the wine one. Can't say.
Minus the wine. Minus
And
things.
and now I feel like we need some. Let's see. Anybody else?
Alrighty. Well, if not, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and then hand it back over to you, Melissa. And again, just if you are interested in finding out more about the platform, certainly reach out to PennBid, and we can certainly give you more information on how to become a bidder. But it is a self-registration process, no cost to you, and typically takes 10 minutes, I think, to register, including like going through and picking commodity codes. And you can have multiple people within your organization have an account as well. It's not like a single person within a company.
Great, thank you all so much. I think there's a couple, yeah, questions are just kind of coming in, which is fantastic.
So translation services to that point, because I know that project, I believe, is still an active
I think so. I don't think
project
I
in the
closed yet.
system. So if I go to back to the portal here, simply, if you know the keyword search will work for you. So if I type in translation and there, so
Really.
you can search for individual projects. So that project I mentioned is for the Community College of Philadelphia. Click that and click view opportunity. So this keyword search up here is a nice way to really filter down to the relevant things that you do. And the more you use the platform and the more you search, the more you'll get a better understanding of what the best keywords are to use to filter for different types of opportunities.
It looks like we have one more, Gary. Are the services of hauling and shipping freight something you see often? I've seen it a couple times.
A few. I don't know if
It's not
often would be a
as
word I would use.
frequent.
Yeah, but I definitely have seen it in the platform. Yeah. Sometimes it's a part of a larger bid too. So it's like, so maybe it's a subcontract service. But yeah, I have seen it in the platform.
Oh, a couple credit card processing services and medical billing, definitely. We've seen a couple of those.
Yep.
a couple of the hospitals use our platform too.
Mm-hmm.
You see that more and more agencies are going to need credit card processing services.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how to answer. I mean, I know we recently switched to be able to do that for PennBid. So
Mhm.
yes, to your question, I think more and more companies do tend to do that. So I'm sure there's solicitations out there that are looking for that.
Somebody just wants another quick go over the cost again for
Cool.
the bidders if they're awarded.
Okay, so if it's a term contract, paving a road, building a building, anything that has a start and end that's finite, we call a term contract. That fee is 1/3 of 1% of the value of a contract. A minimum fee $100, maximum 5,000. So to get to 5,000, that would be a $1.5 million project. For term contracts, like an award for trash collection services for multi-years or providing food over a period of time, that's 1/6, or professional services, 1/6 of 1% of the value of the contract. Again, that same cap applies, but typically we don't see that cap reached for those type of services.
Mhm.
And again, that information is on our PennBid.net site. If you go to the vendors page, there's more information about our fee structure there as well.
And then somebody just asked if I just did post our contact info, but for our email, it is info@pennbid.net. It's also in the chat too. And then our phone number is in the top left corner of all of our screens.
Mm-hmm. And that info at PennBid.net is nice because if you send an email to that, it'll route to everybody on the operations side.
Mhm.
So multiple people will get that. All right, I'm going to stop sharing, and then
Mhm.
if there's any more, a couple more questions that come in. If not, then thanks again for your time today. I hope everybody learned. If you were not familiar with PennBid, now you know a little bit more about us, and we'll be glad to have you come on board and look for more opportunities to bid on. As I mentioned, we do only state-related things, so municipal, boroughs through county offices and so forth.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, we just kind of tacked on an extra half hour in case we would have a lot of questions because we had quite a few registrants today. So again, thank you, Gary and Katie, for your time and expertise today. Hope everybody found that worthwhile. So yeah, I guess that's it. And if you're seeing any more questions come up, and I put the info at email there and the phone number again. And again, thank you to our co-sponsors and thank you for everyone today for taking the time to listen and learn with us. I'm not seeing, are you seeing any other Q&A popping up? I'm not.
Nope,
No question.
just some
Something.
thank yous. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, and thank you both for taking the time today with us all. Yeah, just a reminder, there's the PennBid help information. Visit that site for the vendors. You'll find the nice guide following the session. I'll share a link to the recording and a link to that guide as well. So thank you all, and reach out to your local Apex accelerators for your government contracting questions and needs. Okay, everyone. Thank you. I'll end the session
Thank you.
now.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye
great day.
now.